Today we invited Mr. Simon Kidston to join us, the Director of Lithium Plus Minerals, ASX code LPM. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you, Hannah. Great to chat to you again.
It's been a while since our last interview, and we have seen a big correction in lithium carbonate price. What do you think about this? Do you see it as a short-term change or a longer-term shift in the industry?
In 2022 and 2023, lithium prices surged, and in my view, they were unsustainable. That was driven by expectations that all the vehicles in the world were transitioning to electric from diesel and petrol. I think what we saw in the market was a supply response. Some additional production came into the market, and we also saw a slower ramp up in the transition to electric vehicles than was previously anticipated. So there was a pullback in the commodity price. But if I look at the big picture, Hannah, what I think is happening is the transition to electric vehicles. It's real. This is being led in China, where most of the cars now are transitioning to electric vehicles. The West is catching up, but more slowly than previously expected. So I think if we look forward in the next 2 or 3 years, the trend is very strong and the market for lithium will recover to previous levels.
Thank you for your sharing. So how has the market volatility impacted the Lithium Plus Minerals? Could you please summarize the major activities and achievements of the company over the past year?
So fortunately, Lithium Plus Minerals is well funded, and we're backed by some major players. We're backed by the biggest lithium company in the world, CATL from China, but also backed by one of the gurus or leaders of the Australian exploration industry, Dr. Bin Guo. So because of those backers and our financial resources, we've been able to achieve a lot of milestones. So we've now proven very good metallurgy for our Lay deposit. It's the highest grading lithium deposit in Australia. It's very close to port. We've lodged a mining license application. We have done a lot of work on metallurgy and processing on how we're going to process this ore. And importantly, we've announced an offtake agreement with CATL and Canmax, two of the leaders in the lithium industry from China. So we've done a lot this year. We've progressed our projects, and we're positioning ourselves for the recovery in the lithium market in the period to come.
Regarding the ongoing metallurgical test work program, what have the early results shown? Do they match your expectations?
So metallurgical is very, very important. What we've proven is that our ore body at Lay is very suitable for delivering high recoveries. It's a coarse-grained spodumene, which means it's easy to process. And that means we get high recoveries. So when we dig up the ore, a very high percentage of that ore is converted to saleable product. In our case, we've demonstrated 85% recoveries through flotation and direct media separation that will produce a very high-grade concentrate. So this is desired by our customers in China, and it means it's economic for us to produce in Australia.
As you mentioned before, Lithium Plus has a strategic relationship with China's CATL and Canmax. Can you explain how you're working with these companies?
This is a really important point, Hannah. CATL is the world's leading lithium company, the biggest in the world by far. They're a 9% shareholder in Lithium Plus Minerals, and our chairman, Dr. Bin Guo, has a close relationship with their chairman. So that meant that our chairman, Dr. Bin Guo, could negotiate an offtake arrangement with Canmax, which is the processing arm for CATL. And that's really important because what we will do here is that we will mine the ore body in Australia. We'll ship that to Canmax's processing facilities in China. And once they've processed that material into lithium carbonate, we'll split the profits in a ratio, which will mean our shareholders have exposure to the profitability of mining lithium and also conversion to lithium carbonate. It's a unique arrangement, and we're the only Australian company that's been able to achieve those arrangements for our offtake.
What's the timeline for the direct shipping ore plan, and what challenges do you think might come up during its implementation?
So the reason why we're focused on direct shipping ore is it's low cost and quick to execute. We're very focused on delivering first revenue as soon as possible. And we've proven the metallurgy works for direct shipping ore. We've demonstrated our partnership with the biggest lithium company in the world. So we believe there's a really big commercial opportunity to accelerate our revenue and become a producer of lithium and be ready to capitalize on the next upswing in lithium prices, which we know will happen at some stage in the future. So we're really positioning the company to benefit from the next uplift in commodity prices.
Beyond DSO, are there any other potential strategies or options the board is considering with aims of maximize shareholders' value?
It's a good question. So one of the things we have decided to do is diversify our portfolio to include uranium and rare earths. And we've acquired some very high grade, early stage exploration assets, which means that we've got a really exciting strategic portfolio that we want to develop over the course of next year. So we're looking at how we could commercialize and fund that portfolio. We're thinking one option for us could be to spin out that company into a separate listing on the ASX, potentially next year, and give our shareholders what's called an in-specie distribution of shares. So if you own a share of Lithium Plus, you will get a free share in the uranium and rare earth company, which will have its own listing on the stock exchange. So it'll be a free share entitlement for our shareholders to get exposure to uranium, which is going very well in the market now, and rare earths, which have long-term attraction in the industry as well.
Thank you for sharing. Can you also give us an update on the mining license? What challenges or progress have you seen?
Look, we're very lucky. So we lodged our mining license application with the Northern Territory Government in June of 2024. And we've been fortunate that we've had really good community engagement and government engagement and support. So we're working with the Department of Mines in the Northern Territory now to progress that application. And we would hope to have the permit or the mining license approved sometime next year. Hopefully mid-2025, we'll have a granted mining license, which means we'll be ready to start mining if the market conditions are suitable to do so in the course of next year.
Okay, so as you mentioned next year, what are the major priorities for the board and the team as we look ahead to 2025?
So the first step is to get our lay deposit shovel ready. And so what I mean by that is have it ready so that we can commence mining sometime in 2025 if the conditions allow. So that means we get the permits, the approvals, and the feasibility completed this year. That's a very important priority. The second priority is to work with our partners in China, CATL and Canmax, to negotiate low-cost funding arrangements that can fund the cost of building the mine and getting the business into first production. So these are the main two priorities for the business. The third priority is to continue exploration to identify additional deposits so that we can have additional mines to develop into the future.
How do you foresee the lithium supply chain evolving over the next 12 to 24 months? What key message would you like to share with current and potential investors?
Look, I guess if investors are looking for a lithium business that's backed by the biggest lithium company in the world, if they're looking for a lithium business that's led by one of the leaders in the Australian-Chinese exploration community, Dr. Bin Guo, Lithium Plus is that company. Further, we believe that all of the experts are forecasting continued growth over the medium term towards electric vehicles, which means the price of a lithium over the next 2 or 3 years or into the medium term and future is likely to be much stronger. So I think our company is well placed to capitalize on those long-term trends.
Thank you. This is the end of the interview. We look forward to hearing more updates from Lithium Plus in the future. All the best, Simon.
Thank you very much, Hannah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.